Welcome back to Pizzani Builds. Today we're working on bag 7 of 22. Okay, first thing we want to do, just like always, is take out our Legos and organize them. I'm going to sweeten my Hogwarts over here. A little bit of coffee out of my Harry Potter mug. These things. And connect them to this plate. Get these out here first. Okay, now that we've gotten all our pieces laid out, it's time to start building. Page 163 on step 179. That's where we're starting at. Let's see, we need, and I have a little less light in here today, so bear with me. It's gonna be hard for me to read. But let's see, we need two. I can't tell if it's green or gray. Gray. 2 gray 1x2s, 1 1x1 gray slant, and 1 brown 1x2 into a 2x2. And we're gonna turn our Hogwarts castle this way. Or the nameplate is facing this way. This is going to go here. This is going to go behind it. This is going to go beside it. And this is going to go on behind it on the end. We need 2 1x2 clear blues, 1 1x1 clear blue, and 1 green button. Says that this one is going to connect to the blues that we already have in there. It's going to be just in front of the last blue that's in there. Then our 1x1 is going to go on the right side in front of that. And then our next 1x2 is going to go to the right of that. And this little green button is going to go in front of that 1x1 we just placed. This is what we just did right here. We put in this brown and we added this little bit of water right here. Okay? I'm going to turn it this way. And maybe you can see what I'm doing a little better. I'm putting it where the Hogwarts sign is facing me, just so you can kind of see what I'm doing a little better. But you should have it facing this way where the Hogwarts sign is going that way to your right. Okay, we need, we just did that one. 1 1x2 gray, 2 of our 1x3s into our 1x1s. Slants. Oh, much better. The light decided to click on. Okay. Our tan corner and a 1x1 green flat. Okay, or green. We're gonna put. Oh, we're missing 1. Here we go. 1x2 into a 1x1. There we go. Now we have everything. It says that we're gonna take our 1x2 to 1x1 and stick on top of the 1x2. Okay. First is going to be the 1x3, and then it's going to go right behind the brown that you have down there on the left peg. So behind that. And then we're going to put in our elevated 1x2 directly beside it. Okay. Then we're going to skip one and do our 1x3. Not going into the red, it's just going to be on the green. It's the first on the green 2x3 down here. It's going on that first thing right there. And that corner piece is going to go right beside that. And then on top of this 1x2 right here, we're going to put into a 1x1. We're going to put our little green 1x1, which is going to be right at the end of that L. Okay? We need another camera face that's like right above, that faces down. That would be really cool. Then y'all can actually see what I'm doing a little better. That would be really cool to get a rig where it's hanging over, so that way you could see exactly what I'm doing with my hands. Maybe that's something we'll look into. Okay. Now we need to turn the page. We need 1 of our 1x3 yellows, 1 of our lime green 1x1s, and light blue 1x6s. Okay, this yellow is going to go with that on top of that brown up against the rocks that you just put in. The 1x6 is going to go in front of that, and our 1x1 lime green is going to go at the end of that blue. It's a good thing you can't actually see these bright colors once it's finished and built out, because that would look really odd with all this lime green, light blue, yellow, orange. As you can see, red, green. Yeah, I think that's all the colors. But you can't see it once it's built out because it's covered up. So now we need one of our 1x3 extra tall slants, one 1x2, and a 1x1 slant, and two green 1x1 slants. I'm going to take our greens and put them on top of our grays that we just had. One on top of the tall one is going to go in the same direction, the same angle. On our 1x2 is going to angle off to the left. Okay. I thought it was a 1x3, but it's a 1x2 tall. Okay. The 1x2 tall is going to go right behind that, the yellow in this little pocket right here. And the 1x2 small is going to go right beside it. Okay, now we need our 1x1 into a 1x2. And we need our 1x1 into a 1x2 extra tall. And we need our 1x2 into a 1x1 tall slant. Okay. It says that we're going on top of the 1x2 into 1x1. We're going to put that upside down 1x1 into 1x2. So it's going to look like this. That looks like a doggy or something. Okay. And that. Okay, first we're going to put in the 1x1 into a 1x2 extra tall. And that's going to go right in front of the yellow. And then the 1x2 that we just built, that kind of looks like a doggy, that is going to go at the end of the light blue. Okay? Alright, we got something to read here. It says, according to legend, it was Rwanda Ravenclaw who named the castle Hogwarts after dreaming of a warty hog that led her to the perfect location. This has never been confirmed. Very interesting. Now we need one of our orange buttons, two of our 1x2 lime greens, one 1x1 regular, one 1x2 into a 1x1 slant, regular, and one 1x4 flat. Okay, right now we're building out across this blue plate that we just put in. So first is going to go our 1x4 flat, then one of our lime greens, which is going to go perpendicular to the one we just put in. Then our other lime green is going to go beside it, horizontal. And then our, on the other side of, we're going to skip two spaces, so there's going to be a blue, a light blue, and then a lime green. And then we're going to put in our 1x1, and then our 1x2 to a 1x1, right beside that. And then our orange button goes on top of the first yellow inside of this hole right here. Or the hole to the right for y'all. Okay? Okay, we need two 1x2 green, dark greens, or forest greens. We need one 1x2 into a 1x1 slant. We need one 1x2 tan. One 1x2 into a 1x1 gray. And two 1x2 into a 1x1 tall. Okay. It says we're going to put our, where the lime, all the way over here, that lime green that we left open earlier, we're going to put our 1x2, and then our 1x2 into a 1x1 slant, and then our 1x2 other green right here. And it says that we're going to put our two we're going to put our 1x2 into a 1x1 tall in this little hole here, and this one's going to go in this little hole here. And then our 1x2, let's see, we're going to put, first we're going to put this gray, or not gray, but tan 1x2 here. And then on the other side of that, we're going to put our 1x2 to 1x1 slant. Okay, I know you can't see all that, but this is what we just did right here. Okay? All of this right here. This is what we just did. Now we need a 1x3 yellow, a 2x8 tan, or gray, a 2x3 flat, 2x3 flat tan, and a 2x4 flat tan. Okay, this right here. Okay, now I'm going to turn mine to where the Hogwarts castle's to the right. You should have your Hogwarts castle sign facing away from you. So we're building right here, right now, right beside our potions classroom. Our 2x8 regular is going to go right beside the end of our potions classroom. Okay, and it should hang off the end by about 1 by 2. On the back side of that, we're going to put our yellow 1 by 3, and it's going to be at the end of the plate. Then we're going to put our 2 by 3 in this little hole right here, right beside the front of the potions classroom. We're going to skip 2, and then we're going to put our 2 by 4 flat, and it's going to hang over the edge by a 2 by 2. Okay. Now we need a white 2 by 4 regular. We need our last 1 by 3 yellow, and our 2 by 3 gray. 2 by 3, let's 2 by 4, 2 by 3. Here we go. And so on top of this gray bar we just put on here, we're going to put our 2 by 4 white, our 1 by 3 going perpendicular to the white, and right beside that our 2 by 3 gray. And then that leaves our 1 by 2 hanging off the ledge. Now we need a 2 by 4 gray, a 2 by 6 gray flat, a 2 by 3 gray, and a 2 by 3 gray flat. Okay. Says we're going to take our 2 by 6 flat. On top of it, we're going to put our 2 by 4 regular. And beside that, we're going to put our 2 by 3 regular. And then underneath, so you got where it's hanging off, we're going to put our 2 by 3 flat. So it should look like this. Okay. This is going to go in front of, or it's going to go beside our potions classroom in front of the other bar we just put together. Okay. Now we need our base plate, which is our 6 by 10 black flat, and it's going to go long ways, and it's going to connect underneath those pieces we just built. So I'm kind of starting around room here. Even up against my book, it's hanging off the edge here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my second book. Here's my second book, and I'm going to put it inside of my drawer for right now, so it's out of the way. And I'll take my first book and see if I can't find some of them needed up there. Page. So now I need a book stand too. Oh goodness gracious. Yeah, that's not wanting to work. I don't want my book to bend like that either. But it is easy to see. Let's see here. I'll see if I can figure something out so that my book isn't bending. Because I don't like that. But it is easier to see when it's up like that. Okay, I'm going to kind of leave it like this for now, but I will find another way so this is not getting bent. I don't want the pages that bent or warped or any of that stuff. So we're going to get our connector bar, our black connector bar, a 2 by 3 light blue, and our 3 by 3 gray. So I'm going to put my connector bar on here, our perimeter bar, and then on the white that we put together earlier, you're going to put that light blue, and then flat up against it, you're going to put your 3 by 3. So you have your 2 by 3 going this way, and then our 3 by 3 right beside it, and it's going to leave a 3 by 3 ledge. Now we need our red 1 by 4, an orange button, and a 1 by 2 lime green. So it says we're going to put the button on the end of our red 1 by 4, and we're going to put it on the front of that light blue that we just put down. And then right behind it, skipping the space right behind the button, we're going to put our lime green 1 by 2. We need a 1 by 2 regular, or dark blue 1 by 4, a 1 by 2 gray, a 1 by 2 into a 1 by 1 gray, and a 1 by 2 into 1 by 1 tall gray. Okay, now right beside the potions classroom, first we're going to take our tall gray, we're going to put that 1 by 2 flat gray underneath it. So right beside the potions classroom, we're going to put that tall 1 by 2 into a 1 by 1. And then we're going to put the short 1 by 2 into a 1 by 1. We'll need 2 of those. Then we're going to skip a spot and put our 1 by 1 green. That should be at the end of our 1 by 4 red that we have up here. And then in front of that green 1 by 1, we're going to put our 1 by 2 into a 1 by 1 going perpendicular, so the snake's going this way. And then our blue 1 by 4. Oh, we needed 2 of the greens too. Okay, our green 1 by 4 is going to go up here in front of the light blue, behind this one, on top of the orange, on top of the gray, and on top of that, orange button. And then right beside, in front of that blue, right beside where that tall 1x2 to 1x1 is, we're going to put the other green 1x1. Now we need a forest green 1x2 into 1x1. One of those. One corner gray. One 1x2 into 1x1 tall. And one 1x3. 1x3. Okay. On the other side of that tall one we just put in at the end of the blue, we're going to put our 1x3. Our corner, or our tall, is going to go in this little gap right here. Our corner is going to go directly behind it. And then our green 1x2 into 1x1 is going to go on top of that lime green and the gray. Okay, 2 of our 1x3s into our 1x2s. And those are going to go on top of those we just put in. Flatten it out. And then, I don't know what you call this. It's a 2x2 into a 2x2 step. See, it looks like a little stair. So I'll call it a step. I don't know what it's called. But that's what we're using next. We need that one. And it's going to go on top of the lime green, gray, and blue end. There we go. With a step down facing the potions classroom. So let me show you what we just did. We just did all this right here. Everything, here's the potions classroom, everything to the side of the potions classroom. My left, your right, I think, of the potions classroom we just did. So we just did all of that. I'm going to tilt it this way. We just did all of this right here. Okay. We need one of our blue 1x4s, our 1x2 into a 1x1 tall, and our 1x1 forest green button is going to go on top of that tall. And it's going to go right here, just like that. And then our blue is going to go right behind it. There we go. Okay, we need our corner gray flat, our 1x1 gray, one of those, a 1x2 to a 1x1 tall, and a 1x2 into 1x1 dark or forest green. Okay, so take the corner. We'll put it like this. Take the tall one with the slant facing to your left or away from you, depending on how you're holding it. It's going to go like this. And then our 1x1 is going to go here. And then our slant is going to go here on top of the 1x1, hanging off the edge right here. And we want our slants facing out. And they're going to kind of go into this little gap right here. So we no longer have this gap in front of the blue 1x4 anymore. We need a 1x1 forest green slant. A 1x2 into a 1x1 with a slant. That's this piece right here. And 2 of our green 1x3s into a 1x2. Okay. We're going to take our 1x2 to a 1x1 with a slant. And we're going to put our green slant, our green 1x1 slant on here, facing to the left. This is going to go here, and then our 1x3s into a 1x2 are going to go directly behind it. Okay. We need our green 1x1 into 1x2, our lime green 2 of our 1x1 to 1x2 lime greens, and then 1 of our 1x2 to 1x1 extra tall. Now this is going to take our 1x1 to 1x2, and we're going to stack our lime greens on top of it, and on top of that, facing the opposite direction of the green, we're going to put our 1x2 tall to a 1x1. So it should look like this. See how the slants are facing opposite? You have one slant this way, one slant this way. We're going to put this, turn this way. We're going to put this in front of this orange right here, or not in front of it, but beside it, with the green facing the gap, and the tan facing the orange. I mean the gray facing, or slope facing the orange 1x1 down there. Yeah, swap a copy before it gets cold. Okay, we need our 1x4, I mean our 2x4 white, our 1x2 orange, and our 2x4 gray. The white is going to go in front of that cliff we just made, and the orange 1x1. Beside it, to push back into that gap, is going to be the gray, and then right in front of that is going to be the orange. So we've got like a little platform right here. Now we need a 1x2 green, a 1x4 dark blue, a 1x1 slant, a 1x2 to a 1x1 slant, and then a 2x3. Okay, it says take our green 1x2, and we're going to put our gray 1x1 slant on the right side, facing to the right. Now we're going to put these on here. It says that we're going to put it with the green facing out and the slant going up. And it's going to go right in front of that green button that we have, or in front of that green button and our tall 1x2 slant. Okay, to the left of that, we're going to put our 1x4, and right in front of that, we're going to put our 1x3, and then our 1x2 is going to go right behind there. Just like that. So this is what we just built. We're building all this right here, right now. Okay. This is very sturdy. I like that. I feel like it's not going to fall apart on me when I pick it up. I mean, this thing is it's getting pretty heavy, and it's got that opening right here, so you can grab it by the opening. And this is what we have so far. Okay. Now, of course, at the end of this bag, I'll show you what we have so far. Okay. Now we need our 3x3 curve. Looks like a baseball diamond. See? 3 of our clear blue 1x2s, our gray 2x3, and our tan 1x4. Okay, all of these are going to go right beside what we just worked on. So we're going to put our gray our 2x3 down first. And then in front of that is going to go our 3x3 baseball diamond. And it's going to hang off the edge. That's what it's supposed to do. Now we need to fill that little gap with water, which is what these clear blue ones are. Sorry, clear blue reminds me of a pregnancy test. Oh my goodness. And then our 1x4 is going to go right beside our baseball diamond. Okay? And it's going to stick out from the baseball diamond by 2. Now we need our blue corners. We need 2 of those. We need our 1x4 gray and our 1x2 wing. Little wing. This is what I call these. I don't know if that's what they're called, but that's what I call them. And then one of our waters. Okay, our 1x4 is going to go down first. Then our water is going to go down right beside it, and then our little wing is going to go right beside that. Then we're going to take our 2 blues corners and stack them on top of each other. And they're going to go in front of the ones we just put in, facing this direction. So we should have a nice flat line right here where the orange then turning into the blue with one white piece right here. 1 1x1 slant, 1 1x1 green, and 2 1x2 clear blues. Okay, these are going to basically step down. So where the water's already coming from up here, this is going to go right beside that, and then right beside that is going to go another one. And then we're going to put our slant right beside the water, and then our green 1x1 beside the 1x1 slant. And those are going to go right here. Oh, yeah, so I'm going to put that in the wrong place. Get our trusty little Lego remover. Just get it on there, and then voila. I love that thing. This is the best invention Lego ever made. Because when I was a kid, we got Legos apart with our teeth. This is the best invention ever made. Okay. Especially those of us that have no nails. So we have nothing to get underneath there and try to scoop open. We need our gray corner. We need one of our 1x3 long to 1x1 long slants and a 1x2 to 1x1 slant. We're going to put our corner on here first, going this direction. And our slant is going to go inside of that. Well, long slant, even longer one. 1x3 slant is going to go inside of that. And then right beside that is going to go our 1x2 to 1x1. Okay, 2x3. 1x2 to 1x1 extra tall, and our light blue 2x3s. So our gray 2x3 is going to go on top of our blue 2x3. Okay, first we're going to put our extra tall slope on here. And then from the slope is going to go those 2x3s we just put on top of one another. Now we need our green 1x1 into 1x2, a 1x1 gray, a 1x2 to a 1x1 tall slope, and a 1x1 green. Our 1x1 is going to go on top of the slope. On top of this loop. That's going to go on that first spot. On top of those 2x3s we just put on. Right beside it is going to go our 1x1. And then right beside that is going to go our 1x1 into 1x2, and the slope is going to face into this gap right here. So we have this little gap right here. The slant is going to face into it. So I haven't really thought about a question for the day today, but I would say, let's say you got accepted to Hogwarts. Then it says you could bring with you an owl, a toad, you know. What would you take with you? I would definitely take an owl. They're wise and they're brilliant animals. So that's what I would probably take with me, is an owl. I do like toads. I know it's weird, but I do like toads. So, but I think an owl would be better. We need our orange button, our 1x2 into a 1x1 tall, our 1x6 blue, and our 1x2 green. Let's see, y'all. Let's see, y'all. This is going to go right here. This is going to be a bridge. It's going to go across on top of that green, like that. Our button is going to go in front of the end of the bridge. And our slant is going to go right on this side of the bridge, facing inwards towards the string. Now we need our 1x3 to 1x1, our 1x1 lime green, and our other 1x2 to 1x1 with a slant sled. This piece right here. This is going to go on this side, facing, remember the rocks are always facing the water. That's what I'm learning. And our 1x1 with the green, and then our little sled is going to go right beside it with a slant facing towards the water. The rocks slants towards the water, always. Just like in real life. It's actually pretty cool. We did a really good job building this. Now we need our 1x2 to 1x1, our last one, and our 1x1 slant. Our 1x2 is going to go right here, though. And our 1x1 is going to go, slant's going to go way down here. And that leaves us today with only one 1x1 clear blue. That's all we have extra today. So, let me show you what we built today. Today we built the addition beside the potions classroom, which looks like this from the top. And then we built this bridge going across. And then we built all of this right here, going into, and all this water down here. So you, ooh, I didn't mean to do that. That piece must not have been all the way. I believe that's where that went. It is where it went. I got to face in the wrong direction. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Don't want to pop any pieces off. So we did all of the slants down here, and all these right here, and all these right here. And we did this water. So we did the bridge, the potion, beside the potions classroom, and our rocks going down, and our water going down here. That is all for bag 7. Come back next time for bag 8. Thanks for coming. Bye!